Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. If you are new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Hey, support the channel. Hit the link in the description. Let's get right into it, bro. So, look, Snupe Bandzz, he was capping the whole time about him getting that phone call, being in the barbershop chair and everything like that. Because when everybody started looking back, they ran back the tapes and they seen Snupe Bandzz on video getting his haircut. And he literally had his phone out the whole entire time. He had a cigar in his hand, had his phone out. He was basically singing, dancing to all of his songs and music. He was like getting filmed and everything. So if Dolph called that day, if Dolph really called him while he was at the barbershop getting his haircut, then we would have seen it. He would have actually been able to see the call coming in because he has his phone in his hand the whole entire time. You guys got to pay attention to the fact that it could have been a fluke story, like the fact that he's now, like, we now finding out that he doesn't actually get his haircut like that. And I was telling you guys 6 months ago that when he gets his haircut, he only gets it shaped up and lined. He does not have pieces of the hair coming down, falling like if you had long hair getting a haircut. So it's not like he gets the fro cut short. He just gets the high top face shaped up. And so that means he can still have his hands out. It's not like it's going to get his hands or phone dirty or have a mess being made or anything like that. He's got to watch out for. Anybody that knows about that, people still be on their phones when they're getting haircuts. And his hands were actually above the apron. And the barber chair wasn't even one of the chairs where you can't spin around. No, it's a folding chair. He sits right there and the barber's behind him. So he had more than enough room to be able to hold his phone out and see if the call actually came in. And the fact that T-Mobile hasn't released none of the records, phone records or anything like that, just goes to show that he might not have actually got a call incoming that came in. Because how could Dolph call him if he was already tied up in the cookie shop, basically? So what you guys got to understand is the fact that why is he saying that he had missed calls, but then when you really look at how he gets his whole barbershop experience, he's actually on his phone more than his hair is getting cut. And so people are like coming out now. They're like, man, people in Memphis are like, I refuse to believe that. And so what's happening is that once everybody is like putting the pieces together, connecting the dots, and they put 2 and 2 together, they'll see that it adds up to it not even making sense. And the fact that, how is it that, okay, so like who is with him at that when he's getting his haircut? The barber didn't say anything about him having missed calls or verifying that. No, wouldn't you think the barber would have came out and said, yeah, I was with Snupe Bandzz and it was tragic and this and that? They didn't even say that. And it's like, who schedules, like, out of all the rappers in the world, Snupe Bandzz is the only one waking up at 8, 7 in the morning just to go get the haircut. When it's like, you know for sure that they not waking up that early just to go do that. And so you got to realize that, hey, whatever they made it seem like, they were going to go with the fact that, oh, just in case whatever happens at Makedas, we could say that Dolph was going to do a video there, or they were going to meet him for the video at some point. He was supposed to, the plan was to end up at the Makedas. Maybe he didn't want to go and that they had to pretty much drag him there. So we never would know. But one thing we do know is that Snupe Bandzz does not get the haircut and have his hands in like a little kid and nothing like that. No. He actually is lighting up. He's high-fiving people. He actually has a secret handshake with the barber. He got a handshake with the barber where they dap it up like it's an NBA going to a game. So it's like he's using his hands. He's not missing any of the calls. If anything, he's playing music out loud. So if a phone call came in, and he's usually on live too. So if he would have been on live, you would have seen the phone call come in and it would have paused the live. So one thing you guys got to understand is you got to basically be able to realize that some of the stuff is not adding up. Like, why would he say that he missed the call, but he's not showing any screenshots of the missed call? We would have been able to see the timing of everything, because that's another thing. It's like, okay, Snupe Bandzz is saying that he was last in contact. Like, he had talked to him and that he told him to get ready that morning. So when he told him to get ready that morning, he said that it was already almost 9 a.m. at that time. And then it was like, he said that 2 minutes went by and that he already had missed calls, and he knew at that point that he might have got sent up. It's like, how is it that 2 minutes before the man is on the phone with you telling you to get ready, and then you're saying 2 minutes later you got a missed call and you think he got sent up? What did you know already to think of that conclusion, to come to that conclusion? Why would you think that the missed calls was him asking for help? Maybe he has some type of inside knowledge about knowing that help would be needed. Or it's like, was Snupe Bandzz a security for Dolph or anything like that? So that's one thing you got to understand. And the fact that by that time, Dolph keys had already been taken. And so none of these rappers are saying anything about how his car got there, him walking in or anything like that. No one ever said Dolph. They only tell you that Dolph walked in, but they didn't show you him walking in. So that's another thing. We have actually not seen the car pull up. So as far as we know, they could have towed the car there. Somebody could have just drove it there, put on a hoodie and made it. They could have wore the same outfit as Dolph and made it seem like Dolph walked in. Then they got the real Dolph in there or something like that. Then they dragged him to the front. Y'all got to understand that this stuff gets deep, man. It's deep. If they already took his keys to his car, you got to understand that what they're planning to do is to make the footage. Once they release the footage, this is what you guys going to see. You're going to see somebody that drive Dolph's car, and it's not Dolph because Dolph always backs in. We know how it works out there in Memphis. You back into places, especially if you got rear wheel drive, because if you got the repo man looking for you, they can't tow your car as easily if you got it backed in. So that's one thing you got to know. Anybody should know that if you know anything about anything. So the second thing is that, okay, you know it's not Dolph because they pulled him forward and they didn't even go all the way up to the curb. They stopped early. Then in the footage, the person that's gonna get out the car is not even Dolph, but they're gonna be covering their face, like ducking down. They got the hat on, and they also got on some type of same outfit as Dolph, a similar one, to make you think that is Dolph coming out that car. Then they're gonna walk into the cookie shop, and then you're gonna see it cut to Dolph already dragged with the window, and then they're gonna play the clip of the two dudes running out the white car, and then the window's breaking, but breaking outwards. And that's basically what it's gonna look like. If it was to go the way that they're telling you that it went, they must have rearranged it and really already put on some type of masquerade to make it look like Dolph drove there himself. No, because he didn't back in, so that's not Dolph. So look, that's what's going on right now. And another thing is the fact that, hey, you got to subscribe to the channel for the next part. Part 2 is coming up in the next video. So subscribe to the channel, like this video, tune in for part 2 is coming out in a couple hours.